to Yvonne Gasperino. She's been on this program before. Yvonne is a tireless warrior in New York State on all things Common Core. When all of us are kind of relaxing and hanging out, Yvonne is working, agitating, investigating, doing everything she can to bring the whole of New York State up to date on what Common Core is and what we need to do to get it out of our state. Yvonne, are you with me?
I am. How are you, Shannon?
Hey, sister.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks so much for coming on today. I got a phone call from Yvonne yesterday, and she's talking a mile a minute about something going on down in Albany with some of our elected officials, some local senators, regarding Common Core. And I got the gist of what you were talking about. We had a conversation this morning, and Yvonne, we have some action that we need to take in the next week or so. There is some movement happening in Albany, and of course, you are all over it because you are, like I said, our tireless warrior. What's going on in Albany, and what do we need to know about?
Okay. First of all, for those who do not know, Senator Flanagan is the education chairman for New York State Senate Standing Committee.
Okay.
He has proposed hearings on the education policies that are taking place within New York State.
Got it.
He posted it on his website last Thursday, and I got wind of it on Friday, and I have been nonstop trying to figure out when the hearings will be held, what times, the dates. It's very vague right now.
Okay.
The gist of the hearings are primarily focusing on several major issues that include state assessments, the high-stakes testing,
yep, the
implementation of Common Core state standards, and the protection of student privacy, in other words, data mining.
The data mining, which is really one of the scariest aspects of Common Core for those of you out there who are not completely up to speed on Common Core. One of the aspects is this massive data mining program. Huge corporations will be collecting data points on your student as early as kindergarten, everything from their religious affiliation to their parents' political beliefs to their blood type to their records. I mean, it's an amazing invasion of privacy on our children, and that is a huge part of Common Core, and that's where a lot of the opposition to Common Core has come. So, Yvonne, this Senator Flanagan, we talked a little bit earlier about this, and what it seems to me, I know for a fact that our New York senators and our New York assemblymen are getting a lot of pushback regarding Common Core. I know that parents are calling them, organizations are calling them, we're inviting them on conference calls, we're inviting them to informational sessions, we're having discussions with their aides. There's a lot of action going, and it seems to me, Yvonne, and tell me if I'm on the money here, that this Senator, John Flanagan, the chairman of the New York State Senate Standing Committee on Education, is looking to kind of give lip service to Common Core, that he doesn't really want, because I looked at his release here, and the very end of his release, he said, members of the public and the educational community are welcome to attend these hearings with oral testimony by invitation only.
Okay. And what that means is you have to submit a letter of intent, a letter of submission to even be considered to testify. So he is cherry-picking himself or whoever he selected within his committee to pick and choose who is going to be actually testifying. Our concerns is that you need both sides, and you not only need both sides, you need parents. The parents
absolutely
need to have a voice in this. And I put a call into my senator, Senator Latimer, who I've been working with on a regular basis with him. We need to find out, how can one testify? Do you need to be recommended by your senator, by your assemblyman? Do they have to be on the education committee to recommend you? What's the process?
Right. And the education committee, just so that you guys know, it's a committee of about 30 Senate and Assembly members. I'm looking here at the list. It looks like, our local senator here, Joe Robach, is on the committee. So, he's definitely one to reach out to today or tomorrow and see if he's aware of this hearing that is coming up, and also see if he's going to plan on helping parents and teachers get a voice, right, Yvonne? Isn't that what we're trying to do here?
Absolutely. There are 30 members, and I have it up on our website. I compiled a list of all the senators and assembly members who are part of the Education Committee. Even if you're senator or assembly member or not on the Education Committee, I would suggest you call and reach out, write, email. I would actually suggest writing or a letter and/or an email. This way you have proof that they wrote back and have heard your concerns, and ask them about what is going on with the hearings. Where are they? Where are they being held? I got wind that there were only 3 hearings proposed, only 3.
Wow.
Now, New York State is made up of 62 counties and over 700 school districts.
Right, and just 3 meetings. We're going to continue with Yvonne after the break, and we're going to talk a little bit more about these hearings and what we can do today, this week, to make sure that our senators and assemblymen are aware of this and are going to make sure that the people's voice is heard in Albany. When we come back with Yvonne Gasperino on Talking Back with Shannon Joy.
Proudly brought to you by the Dick Hyde family of dealerships, by PCM Associates and Dom Filano and Advantage Federal Credit Union. When you hear advertisers on the show, be sure you tell them you listen to Talking Back with Shannon Joy.
When I heard about the whole affair, I said, whoa, no, William and Mary won't do now.
Hi, I'm Rich Ide from Dick Ide Honda. If you're about ready for your next car, please keep Dick Ide Honda in mind. We strive to make the car buying process easy and fun the way it should be. And all we ask of you is to give us the chance to earn your business. I'm sure you'll see the value in our free oil changes, loaner cars, rewards card, and much more. So come visit us at Dick Ide Honda in Penfield. We'd love to earn your business.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Dom Polano of PCM and Associates is a different kind of financial planner.
I interviewed 4 other people. Actually, one person, when I asked about fees, said, oh, we'll talk about that later. I immediately decided he wasn't for me. Another, I called actually many times. He didn't call me back. It made me feel like I was maybe at the bottom of the barrel. When I talked to Dom at PCM, he spent plenty of time with me. He looked me right in the eye.
You deserve a financial planner who listens to you and cares about your financial future. Dom Polano of PCM and Associates will help you achieve your investment goals and protect the assets for which you've worked so hard. Call him today at 271-8540 for a different kind of financial planner. One who cares.
Finger Lakes Express has what you need to keep you going. Fill up your vehicle and satisfy your appetite. The Conesus Lake location in Lakeville now has a quick tap growler station. Choose from a wide selection of brews, including Sam Adams Summer, Saranac Blueberry, Red's Apple, Blue Moon, Goose Nut Brown, and many more. Plus, mix and match a 6-pack of premium beer and lager for just $9.99. Finger Lakes Express at the Light in Lakeville. Finger Lakes Express reminds you to please drink responsibly.
It's fee-free for me with Advantage Federal Credit Union. With Advantage, fee-free for me means no minimum relationship fee, no minimum balance fee, no charge from Advantage to use someone else's ATM as many times as I want, and no debit card fees. And it's fee-free for me to get home banking, online bill pay, plus e-statements and more. How about you? Time to think outside the bank. Go to feefreeforme.com today and get a real advantage with
Smart banking.
Membership subject to eligibility, member NCUA.
The truth, straight talk, a vision for the future without more government. Talking Back with Shannon Joy on WYSL FM 92.1 and 1040 AM.
Up in the morning and out to school.
We are joined by Yvonne Gasperino, a warrior on Common Core in New York State. She is author of the most comprehensive website on Common Core in New York State. It's stopccssnys.com. I know that's a mouthful. You can go to my Facebook page and find it if you need to. And she... On that website, she has a ton of information on what Common Core is, on the info, on the different action groups that are forming, and a lot of just valuable information that will get people up to speed. So, Yvonne, thanks for coming in and talking to us about some of the action happening in Albany. Now, I guess what I'm getting from you, it seems like the Albany politicians are getting wind of Common Core. They have figured out that they let through this mammoth piece of, bleep into our education system without them knowing about it, without doing due diligence, without, investigating this whatsoever. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, amazingly, parents and teachers and administrators are ticked off. And they're getting feedback. And so it sounds like this Flanagan fellow wants to have a little hearing. He wants to do it behind closed doors. He wants to do it with the powerful people. He doesn't want any input from the constituents, parents, teachers, and who are in opposition to Common Core. And he's just going to try to sneak this through. Are you going to let him do that, Yvonne?
Absolutely not. Here's 3 things that parents, teachers, educators can do.
Okay.
Number 1, call up Flanagan's office. I have it on the website. His district office is 631-361-2154. The Albany office is 518-455-2071. All the information's on our website on the Take Action tab.
Take Action.
Call them up. Find out what the information is, when the hearings are being held. Put pressure on. Keep on putting pressure.
So
then call your senator.
Right. So the key thing.
Call your assemblyman.
Yvonne. So the key thing is we want to know when the hearings will happen, because what they try to do is sneak through these hearings. They give you 24-hour notice. They don't tell anyone when they're going to happen. And so one of the first questions that we want to ask is, when will these hearings be held? Right, Yvonne?
Yes.
Okay. And then what else do we want to ask them?
Where?
The
time. Also, how can one testify? I can tell you right now, Shannon, I can call up several people from all different organizations, from Pioneer Institute, from Cato Institute, from Heartland Institute, American Principles Project, Bluegrass, Heritage. I work with several high-profile experts on Common Core who are willing to testify.
So they would come to New York State and they would testify on behalf of the parents.
I'm sorry?
So they're willing to come to New York State and testify on behalf of the children and parents regarding Common Core.
Absolutely. I already put it out in email to all these experts, and we have to find out how can one testify, and that's what I'm trying to find out now through my senator, Senator Latimer, because Flanagan has not been forthcoming, but and not in defense of Senator Flanagan, but the process they are working on it, they are coordinating on it. And planning, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks we'll get our answers.
Okay.
But there should be more than 3 meetings.
Absolutely.
We have 62 counties. There should be 62 hearings.
Right. Every county should have a say in whether or not their districts are going to accept Common Core. What's the second action point, Yvonne?
Well, I kind of put it all together. Call Senator Flanagan's office.
Okay.
Find out the details.
And call your assemblyman.
Call your respective senator and tell him that you're interested in attending these hearings and you want to know more information and you want him or her involved.
Okay.
Then call your assembly member.
Okay.
And the same thing. I would write, I would email, and I would call.
Write, email, and call. Here's the other thing, Yvonne. One of my frustrations that's really been growing with this whole Common Core thing is the absolute unwillingness of the local and state media to cover this at all. Our radio station, little WYSL1040, is the only media outlet, news outlet in Rochester right now that is even covering Common Core, and it's a huge disservice to people. I say, if you are a fan of any of the local TV stations or your local newspaper, that in addition, we tend to beat the assemblyman over the head and the senators over the head with, do this, do that, and we're kind of giving the media a pass. And you know what? This is ridiculous. There is no reason that they shouldn't have 1 to 2 reporters on Common Core at all times. These are our children that we're talking about. We're talking about the massive government corporate takeover of education system, and we have crickets on these media outlets. They spend 15 minutes on weather and ribbon cuttings and everything that is meaningless. And the one thing that we need reporting on, they're not doing. What are your thoughts on that, Yvonne?
God, I don't even know. It's so hard to get media coverage for Common Core because they've been they've basically been regurgitating all the talking points
Right.
that have been said to them.
Well, we're out of time, and Yvonne, thank you so much for coming on and giving us an update. Call Senator Flanagan in Albany about the hearings on Common Core, 631-361-2154, and let them know that we want multiple hearings. We want to know when they are. We want to know if parents can testify at these hearings, and let's get these on the books so that we can shine the light of day on Common Core in Albany. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll do it all again on Talking Back with Shannon Joy.
All I know is, 'cause